Hi babies, welcome back to Monday's episode. I'm your host Miranda, aka Pleasure Baby, and this is exactly where I help you step right into your pleasure. But how do we do that? Well, we address these such called taboo topics, undress them, strip them down, and throw them in your face so that you can bring pleasure into the bedroom for yourself and also all of your play partners. However, first, before we get started, if you are new here, what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up because you never want to miss an episode. And we've been consistent AF over here, so I've been dropping something 2 times a week for you guys so that you guys can amplify your experience in the bedroom with yourself or with your partners. But what is on the menu for today? Well, today I thought I would just dial it back. Yeah, I thought I would dial it back for the beginners just a little bit. And today we are going to be talking about oral sex for beginners. Now, if you have sucked some type of genital before, then that's okay. This video could still be for you. You could still always be open to learning new things and new tricks and whatnot. However, this episode is going to be broken down on just how to get the basics of giving oral. And I mean, like, who doesn't want to always up their oral game and go back to the basics? Because I know for me, I always love going back to the basics. All right, let's get started on what you guys actually came here for, and it's how to do oral. All right, so starting off with number 1 is something that I'm going to recommend that not a lot of people would recommend. But you know what? That is why we are here, because we do it differently. All right, so we are going to put emphasis on this one word, and it is called ethical. So we are going to watch some ethical porn. Now, if you don't know what ethical porn is, it means that it is run properly. It means there's no abuse. There's nothing that the stars or the talent haven't signed up for. The cost is fair. The acts are real and genuine. They're not like skipping scenes and showing you only the good stuff. They're showing you kind of what's going down, how to build it up properly and whatnot. So watching it can always be really, really helpful if you're watching it from the right source. So for instance, when you are watching something like this, you can actually see how the couple or the people start getting into the act, where they're kissing. Maybe they're starting with a hand job, some of the language that they're using to please their partner or to please the talent. Sometimes it's just nice to watch somebody do it, visually learn, and then bring it back and make it your own. Number 2 is going to be listening to instructions, getting your partner to tell you what they like during oral sex or what they think they might like. Maybe their head of their penis is a lot more sensitive and they don't like it being touched. Or maybe they love that it's sensitive and they want you to touch it more. It also helps to run through a quick little anatomy lesson of the genitalia that you are going to be performing the oral sex on, so that you can have a better understanding of what does what feels more sensitive, what you can give a little bit more pressure to, and kind of get an idea of just what you're working with overall. Next up is number 3. All right, so what do I always say? Well, the wetter, the better. And I'm saying this because nobody likes chafing. Nobody likes high amounts of friction. We like warm, wet, slippery, sloppy, but sloppy in the good way. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna apply some lubrication to the palm of your hand. Now you can use an oil base, you can use a silicone base, you can use a water base, you can use a flavored lubrication, whatever your heart desires. You're gonna put that into your hand and you're gonna start applying it to the shaft of the penis. And in doing that, you're going to be applying it in the exact same motion that you would be giving them head in. So up and down, kind of starting to stimulate that shaft, getting it hard, getting it juicy, girthy, and nice and thick. You can think of this lubed up hand as an extension of your mouth. So don't be worrying about having to deep throat and fitting the whole thing in. It's your first time or you're just a beginner. So calm down. Use your hand as the extension of your mouth. So a pro tip for you is actually, while you are doing that handy, you can be licking the tip of the penis, because the tip of the penis has the most nerve endings in it and is going to be highly sensitive, but very easy to arouse them. So even if it is your first time giving a blowjob or anything like that, don't be alarmed. Don't feel that pressure to actually go in. If you only make it to the handy with a little bit of head licking, then that's Gucci. That's good because you're listening to your boundaries and your partner is also listening to them as well. So that kind of lets you dip your toes in the water just a little bit and then hop back out. And that's exactly what we're here for. Nice and slow, pace yourself. So next up is going to be number 4. I want you to imagine you are eating the most delicious ice cream cone you have ever had in your whole life. Like you have never tasted this thing ever before. Because I mean, if you're a beginner, you probably haven't. But one of the main reasons why I brought up flavor-based lube in the first place is because it's not gonna be that far off if you're dousing it in vanilla ice cream flavored lube or creme brulee or mint mojito or chocolate mint, whatever your flavor is that you choose, make sure it's something delicious because you wanna move very slow with this technique because penis owners love the excitement of watching their genitalia go into somebody's mouth. Whether it's touched just by their lips or whether it's just their tongue, lick that up and down, get that sensation flowing, those different textures of the taste buds on your tongue to the temperature of your saliva. Think about melting that cone and just going up and down nice and slow. Build that excitement. It's not a race. Number 5, it's time for you to shine because it's time for the actual blowjob. So you're going to create a light suction with your mouth. Being very mindful and careful that you're not dragging your teeth across the penis. This is probably one of the most common mistakes. So as you start to find your rhythm, keep your eyes open and your ears open to watch your partner give you those cues of that moaning, of the sheet grabbing, of saying things, the heavy breathing, etc. You know what it feels like. You know what it sounds like when somebody is aroused and loves what you're doing. Now, don't be afraid to apply more pressure. Just gradually increase. Like I said, you don't want to just be busting right out the gates, hoovering that shit. He honestly probably masturbates a lot harder and grips his dick a lot harder with his hand than your mouth ever could anyway. But nonetheless, we want to start off nice and slow and slowly, gradually increase the pace and increase the suction. And when you're doing these things, never be afraid to ask, hey, do you like this? How does this feel? Do you like it when I do that? Ask them questions so that you can amplify your skills and take them to the next level, making your blowjob the best blowjob that he has ever or that they have ever had. Because guess what? You are catering it to exactly their needs. And what a better way to do so and strengthen your bond than asking them what they like and how they enjoy it. Now, for a little bit bonus, because you guys have made it this far, I'm gonna give you some pro tips. All right, so let's start with number 1 here. We are going to incorporate some eye contact. And I don't mean eye contact like this. I mean seductive eyes. Give them the bedroom eyes, like the one you're like you find them delicious, like that ice cream cone I was talking about. Now, if they're looking down at you, make sure you look up at them, give them a nice smile, and go back down. This amplifies the sexiness, and this is erotic as all hell. My next tip is to incorporate the testicles or the balls. You can either give them a slight little squeeze, hold them in your hand, give your hand a break and just use your mouth and the other hand on the balls. Some love ball play, and then others might find it a little bit too sensitive and too much for them. So make sure you're paying attention to your partner. And next up is the most important pro tip of all, and it is enthusiasm. Act like you want to be there. Embody it. You want to be giving them pleasure. You want to be giving them head. You are the best, baby. You are the queen, the king, whatever you might be. You are the GOAT. Okay, this is your first time, but you're rocking it like it isn't your first time. You're rocking it as if you have sucked a million things in the past, because maybe you have in a past life. So is it really your first time? Don't be afraid to breathe, to moan, to give him heat, to show him that you're interested. Oh my gosh, this is getting me going. I have so much enthusiasm for you guys. I hope it radiates through the camera and you're like, yeah, I want to suck some yeah, I don't know if you're gonna go down like that. I mean, I don't think you should enter the bedroom, maybe talking in that aggressive tone and be like, here for the day. But you get what I'm saying. You want to show up as your most authentic self and be enthusiastic. Remember, the wetter, the better. And the sexier your eyes, the sexier you will slay, baby. All right, so those were my 5 tips and plus my little bonus pro tips in there. If you enjoyed this video at all, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you babies on Thursday. Please don't forget to head over to my Instagram and my TikTok, where I will be showing up way more and giving you extra content, which is exactly what we are here for. And we are treading to 100K on YouTube, so let's get there before January, because 2023 is gonna be our year. It's gonna be our year. Hey, okay, you know what? It's Saturday night, and Miranda's just like ready to turn up. Okay, it's not even Saturday night. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I've just been listening to big booty mixes all day. All right, babies. I will see you on Thursday.